Hi everyone, it's Rob Cosman from sellingfromthebeach.com and jonesandcosman.com, which is our accounting firm. And this video, I'm going to talk about Canada's GST and HST tax holiday that's coming up and what Amazon.ca sellers need to know. This is a quick video. I apologize if the audio, if you pick up something in the background. I'm currently filming this in Orlando and we're over the flight path, but I wanted to get it out to clients and anybody else because this is something you really need to update, and I don't want people to lose money and cost you money. So I want to make sure that you do it correctly, and we figured out a way. First, I want to explain it. What exactly is the GST HST tax holiday? What we need to do as Amazon sellers, and then I'm going to show you tool and tricks how to do it fast. And part of that is going to be in a PDF. I'm going to put the link below, so if you just want to jump to that, you can. But I'll tell you, this will be short, but I want to go through it. What is a tax holiday? So, temporary exemption of GST and HST for certain items that would normally charge sales tax in Canada. Most of it is kind of like children's items, holiday decorations, some books, and things like that. It's going to start on December 14th, 2024, and it's going to run through till February 15th, 2025. So that means that items that normally would have GST and HT on them, it's going to be a rate of 0. Okay. So products must not charge the customer for sales tax during that time. And if you do, then you're probably going to end up having to refund them, which isn't very good either. Okay. So what do we need to do as Amazon sellers? We need to update the tax codes at the SKU level on products that are part of this exemption. And then what happens is once we update the tax code on that, Amazon's backend, when it switches over to those dates, will apply the correct rates based on the ship to provinces, just like normal, and everything should be fine. But we need to get this done by December 14th when these changes are going to go into effect. Okay. And I'm sure even if you miss one or two, you're going to get emails and messages from customers. Okay. There shouldn't be any need to change them back on the 15th. What I expect is Amazon would just, on their back end, change the rates that they're charging. So instead of charging 0%, it would go to 5, 13, 15, whichever is relative based on the province. Okay. What products are covered? So we need to do this at the SKU level. I'm going to put a link down here. I'll put a link in the description so you can go to the CRA website and get all the information on all the different items. Now, I'll warn you, some of them it's not exactly clear, so you got to make some judgment calls on if you're going to apply it or not. So most of it is like toys, video games. Apparently, I wrote video games twice instead of video game consoles, and books, Christmas decorations again, which is weird, and children's clothing and things like that. The guidance we've been given from Amazon.ca is that a lot of the kids' clothing ones, they will automatically update the listings, which I find weird that they would automatically update some but not others, and that others we have to go in and do it. So I'm a little cautious that later on we might see some of these clothing ones not properly get updated. But what I'm going to focus mainly on this was, and for me, toys and video games and video game controllers. Whole thing, most of it is, and this is where it gets a little confusing and ambiguous sometimes when you look at the detail. They're trying to target children's learning toys, things like that, that are targeted for kids under the age of 14. So, for instance, I sell a lot of Legos. So you get Lego sets that are designed for adults. If you read the details, then that probably wouldn't qualify because it's designed for an adult, an 18 plus because it's complicated, whatever. So that wouldn't be exempt. But a smaller set that, ages 8 and up would be targeted for the kids. So that would be qualified for the exemption. Funko Pops, I'm not sure where they are because when you read through the details, you've got collectibles. It says collectibles aren't, but if items are to be played with, then they are exempt. Like Pokemon cards. Apparently, Pokemon cards are because you can play the game, and hockey cards you don't. So go figure. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be clear. There's going to be some judgment calls, and I would err on the side of caution if it was me. But anyhow, I'll leave you to go through and decide. You go to the whole list, you can see what you have. Now, if you have items that aren't on this, you should have to do nothing because your default tax code is probably AGEN tax. And if you have your account level default code to AGEN tax, you should be good there. I will not be changing my account code at that level because I've got shoes and other things. So if something doesn't have a tax at the SKU level, it just defaults and charges them regular sales tax. Okay. So how do we do it? You have to go into each one of your listings and edit, put in the new tax code, find the relevant one. Like this one is A Game Child. This is just a regular Lego set, let's say. and the other one's like A Game Video. So Amazon on Seller Central, they have some new categories that they've added specifically around these ones. So you can go in, you update the tax code, and then make sure you press save. I was finding that when I was doing them manually, you go through and you go to update the tax code, and then it asks you a compliance question, and you got to go see if the battery, it says, hey, does this have a battery? Yes or no? And you press no. It just takes a lot of time. So what I ended up doing was using some people in our Facebook group, which if you're not in, you need to join. One of the ladies there, Debbie, she had indicated a bit of how she went through and did it using some bulk uploads. I took that information plus from some of the people in our OA masterclass. We were working through it. I put together a method that I liked where basically I will download all my inventory and then I will look at um, take all those items that has my SKU, has my description, and then figure out which tax code I need, and then do a big bulk upload. So what I've done is I've created a PDF that I'll put the link down below so you can download it and get it. And then that PDF, it's a simple 4-pager, walks through which reports I got, a couple screenshots, and then how to do it. And hopefully that should save you a ton of time. That's it. That's all this video was designed to do, is hopefully save you some time and tell you, hey, here's how to update your tax codes quickly. Make sure when you download that PDF, I'll put you on the newsletter. Our newsletter comes out every 2 weeks. It's full of massive tips and tricks, whether you're selling online, selling on Amazon, whether you want to travel around the world, digital nomad, whatever it is, we've got it all covered. So by downloading it, you're going to grab it. But by all means, please make sure that you update these. It's still going to be headaches. I know it is, but by doing these, adjusting your tax codes, it should save you some money, and hopefully this will save you a lot of time.